Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. I've
Yeah.
seen personally at a few local conventions here that they've had, you pay for a really expensive table and you go up to the artist alley and there's always one AI artist or AI
Really?
content creator. I hate calling them artists because it's like, here's your content. Like it's not art.
You and Cravat are not going to agree on this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it may not be a popular opinion, but I'm like, nah, man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tori Talks To. Today, I have on my wonderful show, Helixel. Helixel,
Hello.
do you want
Hi.
to? Hi, hi. Do you want to introduce yourself? You know, your
Sure. Yeah,
pronouns. What you do for a living. Where you're most known for, etc., etc. So forth.
sure. Yeah, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm from Dublin, Ireland, and I think I'm most known for colorful, di like demons and sci-fi themes with, um, I don't know, dramatic lighting maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I really like doing the most.
Let's get into that a little bit.
Um,
Um,
sure.
Where did that come from? Where did you start this whole like I really like the sci-fi demon stuff? Where did that come from?
Um, it's kind of a tough question because it feels like I've been doing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I've watched just so much anime since I was like really young, and stuff like Ghost in the Shell. Um, well, yeah, Ghost in the Shell most like notably is probably the one I remember the most,
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Because I noticed you do a lot of what do you call it? It's like plug suits, right? For your OCs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And is your OC actually a like a ghost in the shell? You could say as well.
Yeah, basically, I think when I first started drawing her, she was actually just a me with cat ears and a tail.
Oh, do you have a picture of
So,
that? Do you?
oh God, I'd have to dig it up.
Yeah, it's
So,
quite far.
yeah,
It's okay. We can do it later, and I'll put it up. But yeah.
yeah, sure. It's actually really funny. Her progression is kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
over the years, I just sort of added more random tech stuff to her. And then at the moment, yeah, she's basically just a brain floating in a machine body. So,
Just like
yeah.
what's the name? Captain Major Kusanagi. Is that what's the name from Ghost?
Yeah.
Is it Major? I
Yep,
can't
that's it.
remember. Okay.
I think it's major.
Right. Uh, okay, that's interesting. So, like old '90s anime. Oh my God, it feels weird to say it's old now because I still remember watching it recently.
I
Um,
know.
yeah. Do you have any like? So you would say Ghost in the Shell was a big influence on you, right, from the very start.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
mm, so did you start off drawing like Ghost in the Shell, or were there like big artists around that time that helped influence you and to form your art style?
Hmm. I'd say, yeah, there were probably bigger artists. Like, I joined DA when I was really young. I was like maybe
A lot of us did,
13,
yeah.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. And I'd say it's actually my buddy Mikey, Vash.
Bash
He
Barada, oh
was
boy.
he was such a huge influence on me. Uh, and then there's a few others that like obviously did the same, but like I remember checking his profile so many times because yeah, he did a wide range of stuff, like a lot of narrative stuff, and it was also a whole bunch of, sci-fi themes with his 88 character. So yeah, that was a big influence on me.
Yeah. So about that, because I know Mikey as well. I've known him for quite a while. Um,
Mm,
how long have you two known each other? Since DeviantArt?
yeah, I think we kind of started talking like it might have been 2012, but I think I was far too nervous to even talk to him, so I was a huge lurker. Uh, I didn't comment on anything. I didn't favorite anything. I just quietly saved everything like a little weirdo. Um,
Yeah, he's kind
and
of
then
like oh, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, you continue.
yeah, no, it's just that he basically he ended up drawing my OC, my main girl, once, and I think I
Oh.
lost my mind, and I don't even remember how it came to be. Like clearly we must have talked at some point for it to come about, but I don't remember anymore because it just sort of I don't know, it rewired my chemistry in my brain.
Yeah, I can imagine. Cause I'm like you. It's been so long. I think I knew him from the Tumblr days. Um,
Mm,
so you definitely might have known him longer than I have, and I don't know how we started, but I never we never drew anything for each other, unlike you
mm.
two. But I remember we just started talking, and then we kind of formed a friendship over the last, oh Lord, is it like a decade now? It's almost been a
Yeah,
decade. Maybe even longer for you. It's crazy. Okay, you know
I
what?
know.
You hear that, Mikey? We're coming for you next because I do I do have a interview lined up with him and I have to get around it
Oh,
soon. So you'll be hearing
awesome.
his side of the story very soon about it as well. Yeah.
Maybe he'll remember more than me. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like on this date, this specific year, we had a chat. I still have the logs. Oh Lord, you're in it. Uh, yeah. So for your work, right? So you said you started on DeviantArt.
Yeah.
What was the vibes back then? Because I can assume that in the old days of DeviantArt, it was a very different place to what it is right now. Would you say
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
that?
it's
Hmm.
totally fallen from grace, obviously, but I miss the old days of DeviantArt. Like it was such a haven, I think. There
Hmm.
was no other site that I wanted to be on because like why would I?
Right. Uh,
Yeah.
would you say that it was more of a niche community that you found your place because of the different kind of people over there?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's funny that I didn't sign up for a very long time. I just sort of, browsed through the homepage,
Hmm.
and because it was called DeviantArt and I was young on the internet, I was like, "Oh, am I supposed to be on this website? Is this allowed?"
That was back before
I
they
d-
even had like adult warnings.
Exactly. And there
Yeah.
was nothing that I was looking at that was weird. It was just pictures of, you know, Miku or like Pokemon and stuff like that. But
Oh my God, yeah.
yeah, it really felt like a real niche community. And then the fact that people were commenting on my work, even though it was like redrawings of like screenshots from FMA, it was just sort of,
Yeah.
it was like kind of amazing.
So how did when did you start taking off? When did you start? Was it on DeviantArt or did you find yourself somewhere else? Because look, despite how you feel right now and despite what you've told me in the past, you have taken off. You are definitely one of the most notable names, especially in this kind of space. Because I was in your Discord. I don't know why I'm not anymore. For one day, I just realized I wasn't in there. I didn't leave, but regardless, your community loves you. Your community is in my community. They talk about you. So I'm wondering, where did the fabled Helixel come from?
Oh, that is so wild to me. Thank you, but I'm not really too sure. Like, I definitely remember having more of a presence when I moved to FurAffinity of all places,
Or
because
affinity?
my
Okay.
journey was like, yeah, I stayed around on DeviantArt for ages and I never left.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of branched off to furry art, and I think I really like focused on my OC stuff
Right.
on that website. So like, yeah, I had some furry OCs, but I also had more human OCs. And eventually, like, I just drew them so many times, and I was just so into it. And I made so many friends that we were just sort of drawing our OCs together constantly that people were like, I'm so here for this. I love these two, characters.
Right.
Um, and I've got like so many amazing, loyal community members and
Mm.
also commissioners, like clients that have come from those days basically, and they're still here, which is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
have
and that was like
mhm.
decades ago.
I have a community like that right now, and these are like definitely one of the best people I've met so far. Like, especially in the circles that we hang out in. I don't know about you, but I barely go outside. I don't have I'm not sure if you know of this concept of the third place. Have you heard about that?
Oh, very vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it's so in other cultures prior to the internet culture, right? There's something called the third place, which is A place where you don't sleep, a place where you don't work, but it's a place where you go to socialize with others because everyone else is there. Um, so I feel like that has kind of disappeared because we've all kind of been pushed back into our homes. We're on the internet. We're all chronically online. Look, I mean, look at both of
Mm.
us. Like instead of meeting up at a coffee shop, we're meeting up online over Discord. This is
Or
our third.
Discord, yeah.
Yeah, this is our third place now, and I've found my third place in my own community. I'm there every day. I talk to them every day. I'm on their voice calls. I've met up with these people in real life. I would have never done this in back in the old day. Our communities are really important, and I think like finding your own place in these kind of communities are also really important. Um, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, like I think I started my Discord server back in 2017, I think, when I started Patreon,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, what was it
I
called?
think
The data stream was it called?
yeah, that's it. And
Yeah.
I've basically been on it every day since then. And while like, my own mental health issues mean that I take breaks like every now and again because
Mm-hmm.
I get a bit overwhelmed, it's still somewhere I come back every single time because these people are just incredible and they're always, you know, in my corner. They're just
Right.
sort of, they're not like beefing me up or anything. They're just being honest and yeah, they're just there. Like no one ever just disappears, with unannounced. It's just sort of, they're just there for me.
Have
It's
you
really
have
special.
have you met any of them in real life?
Um, from the Discord,
Yeah.
I met like maybe a couple.
A couple?
It's
Oh, that's
very rare
good.
that people come to Ireland, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Like surprisingly, none in Ireland.
No, well, there's like maybe a couple, but they might be too shy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to do like uh I used to do conventions, like anime conventions, and
Oh.
I'd
Oh.
probably meet
Okay.
most people from the Irish community there. But not so much anymore since COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know about that about you. I didn't know you go to conventions. So
Yeah.
wait. I'm interested with this one. What? Because I know you as an OC artist. You do fan art. I know that. So what do you sell at conventions then?
Yeah. I think I started going to conventions when I was 13 as well. Like I did a lot of new
13.
shit when I was when I was 13. Yeah. I used to
I'll
make
be
um
terrified at 13. My gosh. Okay. Props for
yeah,
you.
I think it's just because my brother was like involved in the college communities, so he was telling me that there was an anime convention and I was like, "Oh my God, are you serious?"
Hmm.
Because nothing was like that. Nothing like that was even remotely within the realm of possibility back then. Like Ireland is a real small community.
Right.
And especially back in those days, it was like really hard to get your hands on anything anime related. And but basically, I used to do fan art purely for those like
At the cons.
conventions. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I used to do like what was trendy and what, I drew fan art of a lot of shit that I never even saw or played, which might have been a mistake, but it was doing me well
Hmm.
and people seem to really like it. Um,
Yeah.
but
So
like,
going back to that,
yeah,
you do in con commissions.
yeah, I used to.
You
Um,
yeah. Because I see people do that, and I'm just like, how are you able to function? You have to sell your product. You have to manage your inventory. You have to make sure your financials are in order, and you draw at the same time. I, what is that? What is that experience like of doing con commissions? Like, do people come up to you? It's like, okay, draw this. I need it in 3 hours. Do you just like scramble? How does it usually go?
yeah, I think it was one of those options for commissions that I was like, okay, I can only do this maybe twice a year because it's so draining. But if
Mhm.
I offered stuff like sketches or like, you know, a line art with like a spot color marker, you know, fancy thing going on, it would be I take as many as I can. I have a list of people and like their details, like sometimes even their address because they're like, I won't be here in 2 hours, so can you like send it to me later? So I'd get as many as as I could done during the day. But you'd get interrupted by having to sell stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I'm not like this so much anymore. But it used to really bother me when people would come to my table and they'd see I'm drawing and they'd just sort of stand there at the table and
And
watch me and
stare.
not buy anything.
Oh.
So, and yeah, it would be like back when I was doing this, it was always traditional commissions. Like it wasn't with my iPad or anything like that. So it was kind of like, people leaning over the table going, "Whoa, what is that?" And I'd get a bit of stage fright.
They go to a like an artist alley and go like, "Whoa, you draw?" Like, oh my
Yeah,
God, like really? Where do you think we are?
yeah,
Okay, I don't know if people still experience this, but you guys gotta let me know in the comments. Like, does that still happen when people come up to your table and they go like, "Whoa, you draw?" I mean, look, bud, where are we? Come on. But yeah, that's
yeah,
surprising. Yeah, that's surprising to know that you do convention commissions. I've seen people do it, and I'm just like, I'm barely awake. I'm like 3 energy drinks in. I don't know how you do this. This is insane to me. Like,
yeah. I wouldn't have done it like. I think I stopped doing conventions in 2020. I was gonna have like a big comeback.
hmm
Um, I rehauled my table design. I got all new merch. I was so excited.
hmm
And then obviously everything happened
yeah, everything fell
and
apart,
I just
right?
never got back to it. And but basically my plan was to take like really simple digital commissions and you'd be surprised how many people come up to your table and like look at your art and go, "Wow, did you draw all this?"
Oh
Like,
my
"Yeah, bud.
God.
Of course I did."
No, you want to see my AI generator? It's right here. What do you want?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sonic and Shadow kissing. Okay, hold on. Let me type that in. Here you go. There you
Yeah.
go. That'll be $400, please.
$400 for your slop. Here you go.
Yeah. Look, I might joke, but this is probably happening somewhere in some city somewhere, and nobody's doing anything about it. But
Oh,
yeah,
for sure. I've
yeah.
seen personally at a few local conventions here that they've had, you pay for a really expensive table and you go up to the artist alley and there's always one AI artist or AI
Really.
content creator. I hate calling them artists because it's like, here's your content. Like it's not art.
You and
I have
Cravat are
feelings.
not going to agree on this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it may not be a popular opinion, but I'm like, nah, man. I don't want to call it that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be on the fence on this one. I might have started something that might have ignited a fire somewhere. That's just like some
That's fair,
people,
yeah.
yeah. Look, if you're an artist and you think your art is content, that's fine. If you're an artist and you think your art is not content, that's also fine. You know,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think
Unfortunately.
it's definitely a personal opinion because it's like I don't necessarily call my work content because I'm like it's too YouTubery,
I
which is
agree.
nothing against YouTubers. It's just that it's not something I don't know. Yeah, I have feelings about it, but I don't know how to articulate it.
We can also have this kind of conversation about so do you browse TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram mostly. I
Instagram.
made a TikTok and immediately like deleted the app off my phone.
Yeah, that thing is scary. I also did the same thing. I scrolled on the recommended page for like 3 scrolls and immediately figured out what I like. I did not like that.
Yeah,
I got it off.
no, same.
Yeah, it was like digital cocaine. I was like not touching that stuff. But yeah, going back to that, would you say those people like I don't know if you know the artist Loish? You know Loish?
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
So yeah,
She's a household name at this point.
yeah. Loish makes a lot of videos about her processes. Would you consider that content, or do you consider that art?
Hmm.
Because the act of looking at her make something, wouldn't that also be considered art, even though it's a video form and it's only like 20 seconds long?
Yeah, that's a good point because like my instinct is to say, yeah, that's kind of like an in between. The video
hmm
part is the content, but then you could argue, that all video is or isn't art because yeah, it is art. So I don't know. It's like a kind of it's a weird middle ground. I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, we're definitely in a very weird position right now as artists, as a lot of artists are moving towards video form content because unfortunately that's how you have to survive these days. I admit that's the case as well after having made a couple of reels. Um, that I just want to draw. I don't really want to sit in DaVinci or Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever for like the next 4 hours trying to make a video. I really don't want to do that. But if this is what pays the bills, it pays the bills, right? I mean, it is a very difficult conversation to have, I would say.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think I noticed that on Instagram especially. Like
mhm,
my account is pretty much like dead in the water. Like I'm just being really stubborn in that I just refuse to make reels unless it's like uploading my sped up time lapse process, and they're fine. But the fact that the algorithm favors videos is just such a bummer to me because
right.
like I'm a visual artist. I don't want to make videos. It's kind of exactly like you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm already working, like this is already a 9 to 5 job. I think about it most of the day. I work about it most of the day. I'm always making projects most of the day. I don't take weekends off. I'm already doing this all the time, and now I have to get a fourth job at this point to also make videos. I can't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's insane. You should be taking weekends off, by the way.
Mhm.
Just everyone tells me to, and you should.
I don't know what the off button is. I take a break. I literally took a 2 week break between Christmas and New Year's, I mean around that area, and I was just shaking my leg the whole time, like touching like scratching my neck, like, can I get back to work yet? Like is am I rested yet? Like hurry up, you know? Like I was
Am I
I
rested yet?
yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
hurry up. Have I had my fill? I gotta go back to work, you know? Like I I will admit, I am I was going to say alcoholic. I don't drink. I'm a workaholic. Okay? I work too much. Okay? It is a problem. I recognize it's a problem, but I don't know what the off switch is. And people have said that before. I don't know how to turn off, and it's really not great, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be the same, and I think that's kind of why I ended up where I am at the moment. Like,
Hmm.
I I'm on hiatus. Like, it's on all my profiles.
Yeah.
I had to write a big sticky note and put it on my monitor and go, "You're supposed to be taking a break," just to remind myself. Because every day for the last 6 or 7 years, maybe 8, I've like done the same thing. I wake up, I go have coffee, I sit at my desk, I get to work.
Hmm.
And it's like so hard to figure out what else to do when you're not doing that. Like, what else is there? I
Yeah.
forget.
I think you've reached a point where you're not even a self-described artist already. You are the very core of an artist when you sit at your table, but you're not making something. What do I do with the rest of my life?
That's
Like the
exactly the problem. Yeah, like
yeah,
that's the number one thing currently in my life where I'm like, I don't know what Izzy is without art. It's
right.
just so weird.
I think that just cements it for you. You are an artist. You are an artist.
Yeah,
If you can't think of something else where like, oh, instead of a drawing, I could be doing gardening right now, then maybe yeah, you're an artist if you don't think about anything else but drawing. I wake up,
pretty much.
I breathe, sleep, poop, art. Uh, did not. That
Yeah.
sounded better in my head. But yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So how long have you been on hiatus?
I think okay, so it was basically since I quit Patreon, which was um I think it was just before Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, right, I can't do this anymore. I need to just stop, like put the pencil down and
Mm-hmm.
just stop because it was kind of getting to the point where it was just sort of like a bit dangerous for me, but like I feel so much better now that I've stopped. And yeah, I miss doing art, but like
Mm-hmm.
I really
Did it?
miss like the process and like the satisfaction that you get when you finish a piece. Um,
Hmm. Did,
yeah, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what else I'm supposed to do.
yeah. So how long has it been? That's 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Um, so it's what year is it? It's January.
What year is it? It's January. Yes, next year it's February. You're right. Maybe you're you should take a longer break.
I think I should. I
Yeah,
actually need to double check this because I have my I made an announcement like on Patreon and I don't
right.
remember what month that was and I need to check now because
That is real. That is so real. I I see my whole month ahead of me. I have January. That's like, okay, that's enough time to do three things. I blink, and then the whole January is gone. It's like, where am I now? Where everything's I'm in like a fugue state. Where am I?
yeah, that's freaky. I hate that.
Eh,
Um, okay,
So,
so it was October when
okay,
I closed it. Yeah,
okay.
so it's been since then.
Has it? Did, how do you approach art now? How do you feel about it? Didn't you recently put something out? Did,
Um,
you just
See,
uploaded
look, my
something.
memory is so bad. I did. I uploaded December 4th. Okay, yeah. So,
Oh
yeah.
no, more recently, right? Yeah, 17 hours ago. Is this a repost?
Oh, it is a repost,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, 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 okay.
I'm trying to make sure people don't forget about me.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is definitely really. Oh, so yeah, that's a very big contributing factor to burnout, isn't it? The fact that if you don't upload anything for like a month or two, the interaction with your next like upload is just worse. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and I've also noticed that like over time, you don't upload anything, the follower count just slowly goes down.
Well, why?
And
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't
It doesn't really make sense either.
like. I'm not posting anything. Why are you leaving? Like, I don't take up space in your. I don't get it. I really don't
Yeah,
understand.
same.
Uh,
Yeah, me neither. It's super weird.
yeah. So I think there's like we are kind of like slaves to this system, to the machine a little bit, because we feel we're only in like validated in our line of work if we post something and it gets a number, and then that's us. That tells us we're doing the right thing, right? But the thing is,
Mm.
if we don't do that on a bi-weekly basis, we're not doing the thing. But then that has nothing to do with being an artist. We're just feeding the algorithm. How do you feel about this?
Oh, totally. I agree fully because I think I always started art and posting it was like a big thing, but
Mm-hmm.
like I always was like I don't want the numbers to be the most important part of this process.
Right.
And then over the years it became like that, by accident. And yeah, no, it's totally true because I can't put out art that quickly anymore. I used to be really fast. I used to be able to draw multiple pieces, like maybe 8 or 9 pieces in a week.
Mm.
And now I'm
In a
barely doing one
week.
piece a month. Yeah, I mean, it may not have been very good stuff,
Oh, I
but
mean that
I definitely drew.
that depends on the person. I mean, you might not think it's good, but I might think different. But 8 to 9 a week? How many? One a day, then one extra day with two extra. That's insane.
Yeah, I didn't really have like a sleep schedule, and I just sort of I'm just rolled into one piece after the other, and sometimes I even had them. I was drawing multiple things at the same time, so I'd sort of sketch 3 or 4 pieces at once in a row and then go back to the first one, do the line art, and then do the line art on all of the other ones. So it's like a weird,
That's crazy.
weird machine.
That's crazy. Have you
Yeah.
do you know about the artist Hungry Clicker?
No, I
Uh,
don't think so.
yeah, this guy is a bit
Um,
I think I brought him up in the other interview, but like Hungry Clicker,
I mean, I might see his art and then be like, oh, of course.
this person.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's not right. There we go,
Mm,
disappear. But basically, they're notorious not for their, I mean, you could say their artwork, but I would say their artwork's more because it's always there. It's always there. Like the minute after it gets announced, it's always there. That's what he's known for.
mm.
The fact that he can pump something out an hour or two after an announcement is just psycho. It's just like, how does your brain work? Honestly, like you see something and then you instantly just go like, I know what to do. Or do they have it
Yeah.
pre-prepped? Like, what is happening? How did they do that? That's, I don't know.
Like, how did you see the future like that? Yeah.
It,
Um,
yeah,
I could never do that. Like, I think that's kind of part of why social media kind of screwed me up a bit because I was
mm,
never able to keep up with people like this. Like,
yeah,
I don't mean that in like a competitive sense. It's just more of a, it's sort of setting the bar. It's like, oh, should
yeah,
I be doing this? And then you give it a shot and you're like, oh God, no, this is so hard.
yeah. Because if this is the norm, which it shouldn't be, if this is the norm, what am I doing? I put out like one piece every week, sometimes every 2 weeks, right? And
Mm,
is this slow? Because we're getting to a point where someone posts an artwork, right? And it gets really popular. It gets seen, and then within the next say 20 hours, it's gone. People forgot about it. It's out of the cycle of the algorithm. It's like, okay, I work like 3 days to work my ass off. I put it out, and in 20 hours, it disappears. Like people don't get to see it
yeah,
anymore. Yeah, I.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's well, look, Twitter is especially broken in that sense. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
it's super painful.
it's. It also goes back to so you were around for Tumblr like me, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait, hold on. What is going on with this? Oh, okay. Uh, you were around for Tumblr. Do you remember back when Tumblr, when you uploaded something, it wouldn't get seen, and then 2 months down the line, it explodes for some weird reason.
Oh yeah. I had never figured out why.
It gets
Like
picked
how
up,
how
yeah,
did people yeah, how did people find this again? I just thought it was buried forever.
yeah, and it's just like, oh, I feel really bad at the first time. It's like, oh, I guess people didn't like it so much. Like fast forward 4 months down the line, it's like, oh my god, it's 4,000, 5,000 notes in a day. What? Why are you obsessed with this? Nobody liked it. Stop it.
Yeah.
That really organic, like finding people and having art just be around longer than 24 hours, I think it's gone. I really don't think it's around
Yeah.
anymore. Like we can
Yeah,
even
I would agree.
mhm, mhm. I'll even go as far as to say like that happens with memes as well. Like what was the big thing like recently? Mudang? Remember Mudang?
Oh God. Yeah, Mudang. Jesus.
You remember when
Forgot
Mudang?
about that.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when Mudang was everywhere for like 3 months? Was it 3 months?
Yeah.
2 months? Something like that? And then I don't know what happened. The baby hippo group. I don't know. Or the whole
I
world
thought
algorithm,
yeah.
yeah, decided that he was just not. Today Mudang dies. Well, not really, but like today Mudang's relevance dies, and then everyone forgot.
Yeah. I don't know who decides that, but yeah, suddenly it's just not the thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't even recall um the latest meme either because I haven't
Oh.
like opened any of my social medias in a
Oh,
while.
good for you. Good for you. You should not be doing that. Good for you. You're healthier. But
Kind
yeah,
of.
mental
Just
health is
barely,
important.
honestly.
Yeah, mental health is important. But
Yeah.
yeah, talking about your hiatus, right? How are your fans receiving it? Like your supportive
Um,
fans. Supportive? I mean, it's supportive.
yeah, I mean, I think that, the vocal ones are definitely very much in support of my hiatus. They just want me to be healthy and,
Hmm.
they definitely tell me that. So I think they're okay with it.
Yeah. So
Um,
do you post something and then they all go like, "Oh my God, she's back! She's back!" Does that happen?
a couple times. I think my last two pieces that are actually new and not reposts definitely did get that like reaction because I think
It's the algorithm.
being yeah, well
Yeah.
no, it's more
Oh.
that like I did some stuff that was really different from the stuff I was doing before
Mm.
and
Okay.
I think people were shocked. A little bit shocked, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little bit risk taking, right, with something different.
Yeah.
Number not be might not be as good, but you're doing something you like, and I think that's more important for
Yeah,
sure.
I think so too.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, you take long breaks, right? You were taking long breaks now. What do you do to
Mm.
just fill up your day now? I know you like going hiking. I know you like cycling. Does that really does that help? Have you done it recently?
Um, yeah, I went hiking recently. It's pretty cold here in Ireland, so like at the moment, I would love to go cycling. That would be just incredible, but the idea of it, I think it makes like my whole body freeze over.
Oh, because
Um,
it's too cold out there right now.
yeah, we just had a cold snap, so there was frost on the ground. It was minus
Ooh.
like 5. There was no snow, at least in Dublin,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just, as we say, Baltic here.
Baltic.
It's
Uh,
Baltic out.
yeah. So wait, you hike when it's snow peaks? Like it's just so snowy? You can hike?
Um, well, we personally didn't. It was just before
Okay.
the
Okay.
last cold snap that we had,
Mm.
but it was you know, the hike was in the rain
Oh.
up a mountain and it was windy and like yeah, it was great that we did it, but it was a real chore to get out of the house. But the thing is, it's like once you get home and it's warm and you can like have hot chocolate,
Oh,
it's sort of
lovely.
made it worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like a funny like it's not funny, but because the people there that live there definitely don't think it's funny. That it's always moody and gray over there. You don't get a lot of sun. Is it?
Mm.
Yeah. Do you think that affects your mental health?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think this time of year is probably the hardest for me. Like, yeah, Christmas rolled into one, but also at least until spring and we start getting less rain or less just overcast constantly, I feel like I'm sort of trapped because it's like
Can't go out.
if it's not overcast, it's probably windy and rainy.
Hmm.
It just feels like, we're living in
Prison
like a
cell.
snow globe. It's just yeah, or a prison cell. It's not great. I think I need one of those
Sun lamps.
daylight lamps.
Yeah, the sun lamps. I heard they work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I heard they
I
work,
was not
yeah.
sure if they actually do. Yeah.
Um, Apparently it's supposed to mess with your circadian rhythm or something like that. Where
Oh.
yeah, you're supposed to not have it on all the time, where you wake up and then you just blast yourself. You just sit at the table and you turn on the light and you just look at it, and it's supposed to turn your brain on or something like that. I'm not really too sure because I don't need one because I just go outside in Australia. It's always hot. I'm always sweating and it always sucks. So yeah, look, I would love to have a nice cold day right now because right
Mm.
now it's summer for me and it's winter for you. Maybe you come over here and I'll go over there. We'll swap places, at the end of every
We
year.
can
And
totally swap
yeah.
places. Yeah.
Have you ever been down here? Have you come down over to Australia?
No, it's always been on my list. I've kind of just been too poor to get
Oh,
down there.
understandable, understandable. If
But I definitely want to go,
yeah,
especially, I have a few friends down there that I'd love to visit. And I've also some cousins in New Zealand. I know that's not exactly the same, but it would be around the circuit that I'd love to take.
oh, I mean, the New Zealanders can come over here and then we can go over there, and it's just the same. Like, I wouldn't say citizenship, but we have the same rights. Do you know that?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
they don't need to like if they have a New Zealand passport, they can just do whatever they want. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, of course. That's not really the case, but like, it it it's one in the
It's
same.
easier.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
easy. It there's
Oh,
like
cool.
there's like an iconic ad here where there's Australians in the ocean and then there's New Zealanders in the ocean and then they're just like meeting up in the middle because that's what separates us. And it's like something about like we're all just the same. We are one people. And it's just like, oh, that's such
Right.
a nice thing. But it's a guy in a business suit meeting a Maori guy with a pool tube thing. I'm like, this is what are they doing? Like, it's a little silly, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's just a fun fact. But yeah,
Oh,
it'd be
that's
nice to
cool.
have you over. We can meet up and then you can get some vitamin D,
Absolutely.
and then I can
I
just
really
like
need it.
yeah try to keep you awake because the hours are backwards. It's an 8 hour difference. Oh my lord.
Yeah, trying to schedule this was kind of confusing.
Oh
I had to
god.
wake up. Yeah, I
You
had to wake up really
people,
early
yeah,
and
you people
get ready for
watching
this.
don't know the things that I have to go through and the people that I interview that have to go through to do this. But yeah, it is pretty fun. Um, so yeah, I want to get to the part that I think that's pretty interesting. Is that in your hiatus, you've made some personal work recently, right?
Yeah.
Something more for yourself. Uh, so you wanted to talk about, where is it? Here we go. You wanted to talk about this piece in particular. Do you wanna go through what you were feeling when you made it? Why the reasons that you've put this together, especially with the experiences you've gone through recently?
Sure. I mean, this is like a a redo of a very older piece, like a much older piece.
Hmm.
It's pretty much the same, but um, the fact that I had been feeling the same feelings for decades, made me kind of want to redo it. And it's funny how it came out kind of differently than the old one. Like the old one was real um, devoid of color. It was sort of the background was definitely just black with stars. There was no
Hmm.
like galaxies and purple stuff going on. But the reason why I redid it was just because I guess in my whole life, I think it's just been sort of like a self-worth issue. And like all of the stuff that I tend to draw for myself tend to be um like themes of loneliness, nihilism, and just sort of just being alone. And
Hmm.
while I'm very much not alone, I have an amazing husband and lots of friends. It's just sort of like, man, it's hard being a person.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that makes any sense. And it's
No,
just sort of,
I completely understand that. Yeah. Sometimes this is a iconic way of thinking, not iconic, but it's like sometimes we feel the most alone when we're surrounded by the people we love because
yeah,
we can't share in the things that we enjoy with the people we care about, and that makes us feel very alone. Yeah, I get that. I feel that from this piece. Hmm.
yeah. And I think there's also some themes of like everybody could leave if they wanted to. I just hope that despite all of my flaws and like whatever may be going on in the world, that they just won't forget about me. I don't want to be floating empty in the void, as like I captioned that before, that
Mm,
particular piece. It's like I don't want to be alone, but this is sort of like a worst case scenario, it's
mm.
I guess I do have a slight fear of abandonment. I
It,
don't want people to forget about me, especially, the internet. It's like
yeah,
I've tried so hard to make a name for myself and I've worked so hard.
yeah.
And now that I'm not feeling very well, it's sort of like, please don't forget about me.
The
I,
feelings
I will
are.
come back.
Mm, it's almost as if the feelings are amplified, right? Especially now
Yeah.
with the way that everything is going, it feels very quiet. Even though you're talking to like 100,000 people, it feels very quiet out there. Yeah, I can sort of feel that from this. So yeah, I can yeah. But you do have to remember that I've also brought this up. I brought this up just now that your community does care about you. I know this because they tell me that they care about you, and I'm not.
Mm.
They don't even know I'm going to talk to you. So, so yeah, people are still waiting for you. They're going to be there when you come back. And I think going forward, it's less about the numbers and more about the people that surround you, that love you, that will wait for you, because feeling alone is when you have nothing to look forward to going forward. There are no people waiting for you at the end of the little the door. There's no one there. But when you are aware that there's a lot of people there and they're willing to wait for you, that's when you know you're most loved. When you're being when people are expecting you to be back. How do you feel about
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I think, I like that. It's definitely something I forget, and I I need reassurance from my own husband as well. It's like, are you sure you still like me, right? So, which is kind of insane because, at my core, of course I know that.
I
But,
mean, yeah, it's written on the
you know,
paper. You can't break the contract.
exactly, yeah. And like just in the past, you kind of have to look at the evidence. It's like whenever you feel like that, I have to write down all of the hard facts, you know? So
Yeah.
like especially with my community, I like write down all of the things that are, like
Ooh.
stone cold facts, and they're kind of, you can't argue with them, and I'm like instantly feeling better because like none of this would have happened
Yeah.
had it been the opposite, you know? It's just sometimes I get so bogged down in my own sort of melancholy that I forget. It's so easy, and it's never supposed to be like uh an insult to the people who love me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that I forget, it's just my brain is dumb
Yeah,
and it needs reassurance. Yeah.
because the only person that's up there is yourself. There's no one
Yeah.
else up there, so you think you're the only one up there, but in fact there are many people around you. You're outside. Just go outside.
Mm.
Go touch grass. I'm kidding. Don't don't do. It's cold outside. Don't go outside. But yeah, um, do you feel like making these pieces is cathartic for you? Is like this is your way of saying the things you can't say, so you paint it out in a picture.
Absolutely. I think I've been doing this sort of thing since I was like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been in some shitty relationships and I've been in some like, school was crap. And like every single time I would just open my sketchbook and just draw the feelings out. And yeah, it wouldn't fix anything, but I would feel like I wrote it down. It was just a diary entry that looks a little different, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I look back on those pieces and go, wow, look
How far you've
look how
come.
far you've come
Yeah.
since then. Like it looked like it was completely like the worst, like the world was ending
Mm.
basically in my mind, but it didn't. And it's okay. Yeah, basically these pieces I look back on really fondly.
Yeah. That's why it's really I also really think it's important that artists, you don't always have to chase numbers because you definitely are an OC artist, so you don't chase trends. I mean, sometimes you do, but like it depends on if you really like it or not. Uh,
Yeah.
right? Like so, but I think it's also important to work on your own OCs, work on your own feelings, because it's not only for your fans, it's not only for your community, it's not only for the people that care about your work. It can also be for you, because once it's out, once it's on the canvas, it's real. You made it real, and once it's there and you can see it, it feels different when you can see it. Because if I feel like I'm having a really shitty time, and I write about or type or draw something about that feeling that feels bad, I put it out, I take it out of myself, right? I put it there. And then when I see it
Mm.
for what it is, it's not so bad. This thing was making me feel terrible. This thing, it's not that bad, right? So,
Yeah, you really do gain some perspective by
mm,
doing this. Yeah.
because it's bigger up there than it is on the screen or the paper. It's very big up there. But if you can take it out
Mm.
and you just put it somewhere else, I think that gives you power. It gives you power over your feelings, because then now you can look at it and you can say, you don't hurt me. You don't hurt me, you know? So, yeah, wow, we got too deep. Where's the hee hee ha ha? Where's the memes?
No, I totally get that. And
Yeah.
I really do agree because, at the end of the day, you still, you created something out of those horrible feelings.
Mm.
And I feel like, creating something is such a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
it's amazing that, as people we can do that. So turning those emotions into something
Real.
creative is just sort of
Mm.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
one
like I
got
was here. I had feelings, but I did something with them?
yeah. It reminds me of all those like you ever see those old stone um like etchings into like the side of buildings that were from like 6,000 years ago or something like that? And it's
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah, and it's just like a kid drawing like a stick figure, and it's just like it's like I don't know the name. It's just like Bobby was here, and it's just like it might have not meant much at the time, but we see it, and we knew that this was someone, right? This
Yeah.
person had feelings. This person had a family. This person like felt the pains that we went through. It's real. It's real. It made it real. There's going to be a lot of people throughout history that did not do that thing that lasted 6,000 years, but because that person did, that person is as real as we are. And I think that has so
Yeah.
much power. That has so much power. It brought
I Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we tend to forget that, the people in history existed. Like, sure, we know them in textbooks, we know them in documentaries, but like they were living, breathing people who had families, they had, ups and downs in their lives. They had,
yeah,
we're actually not that special. Like and I don't mean that in like a nihilistic way. I mean that in we've all had the same experiences all the way back through history, and that's insane.
yeah. That's, and I think that it's not always about leaving a legacy, right? Sometimes it's not intentional. It just happens, right? And when you do something, when you make your feelings real, it matters because I mean, like we can get into like the philosophy behind it, but I think that's like a 3 hour talking subject, and I don't think I have you for that long. But generally, I just think that you know, I'll just put a pin in it. It's very powerful, and I think this piece you made has a lot of power, right? Regardless of all the pieces you'll make throughout the rest of your life, right? The pieces that matter the most to you have the most power for you, because you don't have to make everything for everyone, right? You don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I struggle with trends online because there's really nothing of me in there,
Yeah.
unless it's of a franchise that I am really into. Like, I would say, Nier Automata, for example, would be a real game that's close to my heart and made me feel things.
Right.
But like, uh, for example, I'm not really all that into like DC or Marvel. So
Right.
like the current trends with Marvel Rivals, I don't really have any desire to like jump on the canvas and draw something because it
Yeah.
would be
It would.
inauthentic to
You feel
me.
disingenuous. Yeah.
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 And I don't want to just make art just for the algorithm. Like I've tried really hard to, and it just sort of ends up draining me even further.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. Yeah. It feels more like more burnout because it's not something you care about, and you don't always have to do that, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
But I don't mean that like obviously I'm trying not to like, you know, put down people who actually get
Mm-mm.
enjoyment out of
For
doing
sure. For
that.
sure.
Because there are people, of course, who love doing that, and I look at them and I'm really impressed because holy shit, how do you keep up with that stuff?
They're
You know?
young. That's why. They're young.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm already. I
Oh
already just
God.
hit. I just hit my 30s, and I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I'm
yeah,
I'm I'm taking care of myself a little bit more. But anyway, um, you hear that, Yoko Taro? Izzy's waiting for you. Hurry up! Come on!
yeah. Please,
Near 3B Automata. I don't know. Hurry up! Like, you,
yeah. Give me
yeah,
that.
yeah. Hurry up, man! Like, what else you do? What is he doing at the moment? I don't know. He's got to be
He's
doing
probably
something.
looking at hentai.
Yeah. Oh my God. What else does he do? Oh, putting 2B in another video game for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm curious. We'll go back to the other subject because you're on hiatus. How do you sustain yourself? I know you have a partner, right? But
Mm.
like does he support you in this
Yeah.
time?
So at the moment, yeah, at the moment he's supporting me because I have uh like very little money to my name
Mm-hmm.
officially at the moment because of quitting Patreon, and I am doing like little jobs on the side. So
Ah,
I'm
okay.
sort of picking and choosing exactly what I have the spoons for. So I've been doing a few uh, gigs for Kickstarter stuff. I've got some comic covers coming, um,
Oh,
and
comic
I've got some
covers.
other. Yeah, I can't say too much about them because they're
Oh,
not launched
NDA,
yet. So
NDA. Right. Whoops.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Izzy's not working on
But
anything. Nothing. Ignore
I'm not gonna name drop anything. It's fine.
that.
Yeah, but I've got some more work coming in the new year. But like this year especially is going to be kind of insane because I'm moving house. Like we're going to put the house on the
Ooh.
market in like the
Oh,
end of
okay.
the month. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't really know how to navigate burnout while also moving house because I've never done
That's
that before. And
very stressful. I've moved house three
yeah,
times and it sucks. Um,
oh God.
oh, because
Maybe
I'm
you can
I'm in
share some
a
tips later.
no, because I was in a rental, and it just so happened that two landlords decided that they wanted to give their houses back to their kids, like 1 year
Ah,
after the other. So we moved in. My whole family moved in to one place. We're like, oh, this is great. Actually, this is wonderful. This house is great. Fast forward, we were in the house for like 3 4 months. We get a little letter. It's like, yeah, I'm giving this house back to my daughter. Get out of here. What?
that is so mean. Yeah,
Yeah. And then
that's
we
shit.
left. We went to another place, and it happened again. Except they were
Oh
putting the
my
market,
God.
they're putting the house back on the market, and I'm like, surely this is breaking a law somewhere. Like, you can't keep kicking us out. I mean, it's a 1 year lease, but like, oh my God. But I've been in this house that I am currently for the past 9 years already. Thank God. But it's a
Yeah, I
rental.
swear some landlords really take the piss, I think.
Mm,
Because that happened to my brother-in-law as well. He was in one place for like 3 months and he was, decorating the walls, painting, putting shelves up, and like
yeah, yeah.
they get the call where they just have to leave and immediately find a new place within like 2 weeks. It's like, thanks for the notice.
Yeah, I literally developed trauma from moving house 3 times within 2 years. That when
Yeah, I
I
don't blame
moved
you. God.
when I moved to this house, my boxes are still under my bed. I still have not put anything up back onto my walls because
Oh
I
no.
keep expecting to get kicked out of here any year now. Like I'm just like, why do I bother putting this up? I'm leaving anyway. Like that happened for 9 years straight. Like I am,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Oh, I feel so bad for that, but also there's a part of me that's like, yeah, if it was like Murphy's Law, as soon as you put those figures up on the shelves, you'll get like the notice.
yeah. But funnily enough, I
It's
do have to
terrible.
get out of here at the end of the year.
Oh no.
No, 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 no. But it's more that my family has decided to finally buy a house to stay in as a forever home because we were just getting, eventually the rent is getting insane.
Yeah.
It's out of control here that we're like, okay, we really need to go our place. But yeah, finally, if we're on the end of our lease anyway. So fingers
Yeah. Okay.
crossed to me, fingers crossed to you to find a new place.
Yeah.
I don't know how the housing market is over there. Like
If you're looking to buy in Dublin, maybe don't.
a
It's insane.
a tiny little shoe box in the middle of Dublin.
They're charging, 2 grand a month for,
Oh,
a mattress on a pallet in the back of somebody's garden.
oh
It's
my God.
insane.
No bathroom. You use the one downstairs in the lobby.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I don't know. The rental market, especially in Dublin, is famously just terrible, and I feel very like privileged because my husband he had been given
the
the
home.
opportunity to buy a family member's house.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're just on the suburbs. So like yeah, he got right in there, bought the house for cheap, and as a result had like a really low mortgage. So like we are extremely fortunate,
You
and I
hit
never
the
took that for
lottery.
granted. For sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
you won the lottery with that one. Definitely. I mean, houses nowadays do feel like a lottery, especially across the world, where it just
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a housing crisis everywhere. Like no matter
I
where
think
you are.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that you could get a house with low mortgage is just insane. Now, I don't know.
I don't know how
Count
he
your
he
blessings,
like
I guess. Yeah.
navigated his finances back then, but yeah, he did a good thing.
Yeah.
But we're moving out of the city, so the housing prices are thankfully not too crazy out there because
Hmm.
nobody wants to be further out of the city.
Yeah, that's the problem here. Our housing prices are getting so bad. People are moving further and further out away that they don't even
Mm,
bother working in the city anymore. And then everyone's complaining nobody's in the city. It's like, well, I wonder why that is. Maybe stop charging like $3,000 a month to stay in the city. Have you thought about
exactly.
that? We get
Yeah.
we get paid 3,200 a month. We pay 3,000 for rent. I got $200 to eat. Like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's insane. And then they never seem to do anything about it either. It just gets worse. And then
Because
and then also Dublin, the county council just keep building hotels. Like we
huh?
don't need more hotels. Like stop.
Is your tourism industry that good? Like,
Not really. I mean, it's fine, but like I wouldn't say it's like gangbusters or anything.
okay. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have any
it doesn't
plans to
make any
go to
sense.
Ireland at the moment. It's too cold. But yeah. Um, I want to start wrapping it up now. I noticed a few things. We'll get to the fun stuff. What the heck is Path of Titans?
I didn't expect you to bring that up. Oh my God.
What the heck is Path to Titans? Why don't you run that by me? You
Uh,
seem to really like Path to Titans. Why don't you run that by
I
me?
really like Path of Titans. Yeah, it's I'm a little insecure about it because it's a good game, but whenever I talk to people about it, I'm like, it's not trending. It's nothing anyone's really ever heard of.
No,
But
I
it's
mean,
basically a dinosaur simulator. It's like a survival game.
like you play as a dinosaur and you try to survive. Like,
Yeah, basically, it's got like PvP elements, and
huh?
I've been playing that for like 3 years now, I think. It's been the one thing that I do every day, and when I'm not drawing, that's probably what I'm doing.
Well, wait, hold on. What do you mean it has PvP?
Oh yeah,
Wait, people do care about this. Look at the views on that.
yeah, Veloci is super well known.
What? Okay, wait, no, the game does look good. I get the feeling that the paleo stuff, is it called paleo? The
Yeah,
dinosaur
yeah.
stuff is making a big comeback this year. I'm seeing so many artists like get into it that have never drawn dinosaurs before.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always been a dinosaur person. Like I think, you
Huh?
know, oh my God. Okay, yeah, that's a bit insane. It's not like that unless you go onto the community servers.
What? People that are hearing this can't watch it, but we're just watching a video about it, and it's just a wacky dolphin flying through the air. Uh, so yeah, run it by. It's a survival game, and it's like
Yeah,
you join a
yeah. So
server with other players, and
yeah, you can play single player as well, which is just the giant map and some like AI critters and stuff. But
uh-huh.
I personally don't bother with that because it's boring as hell. So I like jump on one of the servers, and it's usually got like 90 to 100 people per server, and
That's
they're
a
trying to up
lot.
that to 200.
That's a lot of
So
people.
yeah, so you've got your hunger, you've got your thirst. You can't drink salt water, so you kind of have to know the map and where is safe to drink and stuff like that. But critters are going to try and kill you. Other players are going to try and kill you.
So
Yeah, it's sort of addictive because like I get to just it's pure escapism, I think, for me.
yeah, you're definitely not a human at all. So you just like dinosaur RP. Can you make families? Can you lay eggs as well? And surely not,
You
right?
totally can. Yeah, they
What?
they made the nesting update in the last like few months, and you can like nest people in. Like I've nested a few of my friends in, so
Oh my
like
god, it's
you can
actual
go and
players. The babies are
yeah,
actual play. Oh my god. Okay.
yeah. Like the nesting system is not done, so this game is not actually like released yet officially. It's like uh it's been just like I think it was a Kickstarter game, but they've been working on it solidly for the last few years, and yeah, I think eventually there will be AI dinos wandering around the map as well as players, but we're not quite there yet. So, you
That's
might be able to nest in some AI as well.
that's pretty cool because I know a couple of people in my server that are like, "Oh, I want another dinosaur game," and I just have to give them like, the real news, like, dinosaurs not really in at the moment. But hey, you show me this. This seems popular enough. Like, this it's just dinosaur RP. It's the full experience. How many dinosaurs do they got in there? That looks like a
Oh
long
man,
list.
I'm not really sure how many there are.
Do you get to pick?
I think they added a new one like just before Christmas as well. So, and there's more to come. So I feel like I'm, on the PR team for this game. I've been trying to get all of my friends into it.
Good. You want people to play with it? I mean, this looks sick. Is
Yeah,
this another player attacking another player?
yeah. So the little seagull guy, you can just be a little pest and steal shit from people and sit
Ah,
on them and bite them and stuff.
that's
Yeah.
cool. My whole prehistoric lifetime is being an annoying seagull that just pecks at other players. That's someone's fantasy right there. But
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, that's good to know. Like escapism is good. But yeah,
Yeah.
uh, okay, maybe I'll look at it. Maybe I doubt Australia has a player base because our player base sucks for everything. Um, this whole country barely has like even enough people to like watch a TV show together for people to care. it's a bit silly over here.
Oh
But
no. Yeah.
yeah. One last fun thing I want to ask. If you could spend one whole day with either Edward from FMA or Vash from Trigun, who would it be?
I think if you asked me, when I was a teenager, it probably would have been Ed because I related so much to Ed at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no question about it. It'd be Vash, 100%
Yeah,
right
I
now.
noticed you're really like Vash right now. I think I've only seen like 3 episodes before. I don't know why I
Yeah.
stopped watching, but I love the animation in that show. That was fantastic. It was so
Yeah.
emotive. So
And
why Vash? Why Vash? It's
I
okay.
don't want to spoil like anything about him
Mhm,
because like there are some big reveals about him, but he's basically so misunderstood.
mhm,
He's got this big bounty on his head. He's taking all of the heat for his shitty twin brother, Knives.
mhm.
Um, but like he's a real sweetheart, I think, and he cares an awful lot about everybody. And I think that's just really sweet.
Have you?
And he's
Mhm.
also just a grade A badass. Like he doesn't want to hurt anybody, but push comes to shove, he's gonna make it hurt. Like it's great.
Yeah, and then he shoots a rock in the sky, and it somehow hits all the other rockets coming down for some. I that it's cool. It's just cool. He's just cool. It's just cool.
Oh, it's just pure anime logic.
Yeah, yeah.
That bomb is falling
Is
for like 2 whole minutes.
yeah. Give me a bullet, please, someone. So I'm not clear on this one because I read a little bit of the manga of the old original one. Are they
All
two
right.
different people? Because they don't. It doesn't seem like the same thing. Besides a few points.
Yeah. So I think I read the manga maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, yeah, they're supposed to be the same person. I guess the whole Trigun Stampede section or the like reboot of it is like a retelling, and it's kind of like modernized like design elements with it. So like, I think the manga came out in when it was like the 90s,
1992. I don't know. I'll do an edit of it
something like
correcting.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
I should know this, but I'm so bad with dates. I can't ever remember the dates.
All I know is it looked like the 90s. It definitely looked like the 90s. The character design
Yeah,
from back then. Yeah. So,
I'm really hoping that they bring in more elements of uh the 90s in the second season because that we know we're getting one, and
oh, yeah, I was gonna ask, is it
Vash,
gonna get in a second one? Yeah.
yeah, so basically he's got like a bodysuit full of belts and like buckles and shit. It looks metal as hell, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
remember that.
he really deserves that. So I'm crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah, I was watching the new one. It's like, where's the belts? Where's the leather daddy look? What happened to it? Now it's just
Right?
yeah,
Give me that. I know.
he's just got a big poofy jacket. I mean, big poofy jacket is in, but like, yeah, where is it? Give people what they want. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
so
think there's a real possibility he could gain a few cool elements like that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah.
yeah, so this is for the people watching that have never watched Trigun. Can you sell them that show in one sentence to get them to watch it?
Oh man,
Put you on the
that's a
spot
real
now.
tough one. Yeah, that's a real tough one. I think it's a tough sell because a lot of people don't like 3D anime.
Oh, it's come so far though, don't you think? I used to
I
not
know,
like
like
it, but still
same.
good.
Yeah, this one studio is doing a really, really good job, and I think they deserve, the chance,
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really short series. It's just there's great music, the animation is fantastic. Um, Vash is hot. I like
Okay,
I'm
done.
such a
Sold.
bad seller at this.
They're done. So you heard that? Vash hot. Go watch. Okay, there, easy. Telling you,
Yeah,
pointing
and there's
gun at
also a
you.
dude called Knives in it, so like, you gotta find out why the hell he's called Knives.
Why does
Millions Knives,
yeah? Does he
sorry.
actually have a million? Where does he keep all of it? It's interesting
I don't
questions to
know.
ask. Yeah. Um.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone go watch it. But
yeah,
uh,
please.
I want to stop.
Report back to me. I have some Vash
Yeah,
fan art for
go
you,
straight
so.
to Easy. Yeah, go straight to Easy. Tell her how you think about the show. There you go. Don't blame me if your DMs blow up. Okay. Don't come to
That's
me.
okay.
You hear
Yeah.
that? Don't come to me. Go to
No,
easy. Yeah, go to easy.
I will happily debate Trigon. It's been my obsession now, so I'm good with that.
But yeah. Do you have any advice to other growing artists that also want to focus on work you create, mostly OC artists? Is there something you wish that you would have known earlier on that you could better advise other people? You like would have helped your growth, your journey.
Um, I would say, you know, I kind of give this advice to every artist, whether or not they're like an OC artist, is like try not to make your whole identity, what the numbers are online.
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of need to do it for you at the and in the end of it. And like if you focus just on the numbers, you're gonna be disappointed because it's never gonna live up to the people that you're comparing yourself to that you really look up to.
Yeah.
Um, and I see so many beautiful, stunning, and really deep pieces of art that are people's OCs, and they just never get noticed, and it's a shame. But the thing is, I think that people can recognize when somebody is being really genuine and that they really, really love something and they do it well, then, eventually you will find your people, basically. Like, I think if you just, I don't know, you put your whole heart into it, people will notice.
Those are good words. I agree. I agree. You can. We unfortunately we live in the day and age of algorithm. You're gonna if you work enough and you work very hard and you make a lot of things, eventually one of them will explode. But you have to recognize the reality that your next one might not explode. As the line is not linear and it doesn't go up with making
Oh
art.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you might
I've seen
think,
that.
oh, this one had 100 likes, but my new one only had three. So you hate the new one? It's not your fault. It is not your fault.
Yeah,
It
I've
is.
seen this most recently. I did a shitty sketch of Vi from Arcane
I
just
saw
because I
that.
had to get that out of my system. I absolutely hate that sketch. I wish I could take it down. Like I don't want to be,
Arcane artist.
yeah, but like I don't know, it just did so well and it was just a shitty thing that I fired out. I really don't like it. Like please don't show it. But people really liked it. And I'm like kind of bummed because like if I do any like arcane art of Vi later, I doubt that it'll get any kind of traction,
Yes.
It's just sort of how it is.
It.
It's like that one shitty sketch that you put up everyone loves. It's like, why?
Yes. Yes. That's a good segue. I I don't know if I brought this up before. Do not post your whips. Other people keep saying post your whips. I'm on the bench of saying don't post your whips because what if your whips do well and your final product gets nothing? Whose fault is that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
It
Yeah, I
happens
hate
so
that.
often. I see it happen to everyone. Like even really like people with like massive following, their whips get like 10, 20,000 likes. They post the they post the real one, 1,000. It's like
Yeah, I still haven't figured out why. Like it's so crazy. I that's exactly why I did not ever post any of my whips really.
yeah,
I used to, and then I quickly was like, wait, no, I don't like this.
it is. I think it's a really bad idea because of the way we consume media and art online. We don't we don't tend to look and watch at the same thing twice these days because
Mm,
I have to go onto my social media today. I've got to swipe through like maybe 10, 20 people, see what the latest stuff is and get off. I see your thing for the first time. I don't really care about seeing it again. Like, oh, this is a
yeah.
whip. Probably the next time around I'm working, I probably won't be there to see it finished. Unfortunately, that's the case of how it works. It's just a theory, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I think if I ever post like a work in progress, it'll probably be on my Instagram stories because at least it won't stay there and there's no like likes to be like preserved there
mm,
really.
that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't do that anymore, but that's definitely something I did before. But yeah, super frustrating.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So make sure you don't Your ego might get quite big, thinking number big, but you gotta tune it down a little. Okay, you gotta be a
Yeah.
little bit realistic. That it's you either hit the algo or you don't. Okay, if the piece does not get received well by other people, it's not your fault. The algo did not pick you today. You did not win the lottery.
Yeah.
You are literally just playing with luck. I,
And
my,
it's especially terrible lately. Like the internet is just kind of broken right
it
now,
is so
so
bad. It is very bad right
no one
now.
should take it personally, basically.
Yeah, don't. It's not your fault. You don't suck. You're wonderful. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep working the
Yeah.
hard work. It's hard being an artist. It's even harder being a social media artist. Just keep that in mind. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think people forget that freelancers have to be every single employee, and it's kind
Yes.
of impossible sometimes.
Yes, yes, it is. I tend to wake up some days and like, oh my God, I work like 6 jobs. Because in the morning I'm managing and like in the afternoon I'm doing social media stuff. At night I'm doing my work, and then before I go to bed I wrap up more social media work. It's insane. It's insane. Um,
Yeah, and I think I spent like maybe 2 days just answering DMs and Discord stuff and also like emails because it was just
overwhelming.
that's all I had to do and I had no time to do anything else. So I guess I'm just the email answerer today. So yeah.
Yeah, I have a dedicated email day too. Today I'm just sitting down and I'm just typing stuff, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Like
Yeah.
these decisions are difficult, but yeah, we're coming
And
up
yet
to
we're
the
still really hard on ourselves as well, and we
yeah,
have to work 6 jobs.
yeah. So I think being hard on ourselves is just not deserved. We have to
Yeah.
recognize that we're working really hard and we gotta stop doing that for a while. Like you told me, take the weekends off. Nervous smile. Yeah.
Well, should I check in with you next weekend then, huh?
Oh Lord, don't do it. Uh, It'll be a 2 hour late reply, and I'll be like, I wasn't doing overtime. I'm fine. I'm fine. I was. What do people do to relax? Yeah, that. Whatever that was.
That, yeah.
Yeah, that thing. I don't even drink. See, that's the problem. I don't even drink. So people come and say, "Oh, come over. Let's have a drink. Let's relax." I'm not doing that. If I drink, I'm gonna get really like sad, and I'm not working. Like God, I have a problem. But yeah, I recognize that. Uh, Longer breaks feel less shit. That's for me. But what about you? I'm interested about you. Do you have any other future stuff upcoming? I know you're in hiatus, but do you have like a big project? I know you've got the NDA stuff you can't talk about, but what about personal stuff?
Yeah. Um, I have like a list of ideas in my phone that I would eventually like to get to. It's just eventually I'll get it. So I guess in the future I'll probably just be working on my world building project, because I've got a whole community around that.
The
I want to
Enoki
do more
Project, right?
weird stuff. Yeah, yeah. I want to just do more weird designs because I love doing character designs. And basically just we're doing a whole rehaul of that project at the moment because it's been going since 2018 and I've been doing it just by myself. And I quickly realized this year that I am way in over my head and it's like it's a mess under the hood.
Yeah.
So I have some folks helping me who are really, really good with this particular type of project. So I basically handed my really dirty baby, and they were like, "Oh, I know how to fix this. Here, I'll clean them for you." So
Yeah.
yeah, they've just been making spreadsheets and shit like that, so
Wow,
I
that's
can focus
cool.
on all the design work.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I have something like that as well for my OC universe called the Zonoverse. I started it up a little bit.
oh yeah,
I let some people into the community, and then I was like, oh my God, this is exhausting. I can't
mm,
do this. So I've since put it on hiatus until like I find the courage to get back into it again, because I set up like a whole wiki thing for it too. It's like people can put their own characters in it, and depending on the factions and stuff like that, it's just I don't know what I started. I don't know how to finish it. It's the thing. It's a
yeah. I
massive
think
project.
it can quickly like it can grow way too fast, and you're not really sure exactly what the right steps are. I've definitely just been sort of guessing for the last few years and it's not worked. I've made a lot of mistakes. But I think it's something that I feel really passionate about. So maybe,
Mm,
if you feel really, really passionate about it as well, you'll eventually figure it out. And I would definitely say maybe don't bite off too much
then you,
because you can always get to the other parts later. Like start really small, okay?
mm, Start small. Understand your scope. Stop trying to make full feature films. I see you. I see you trying to
Yes.
animate a whole show. Stop it. Okay? Do it later. Animatic first.
Wow.
Character design
Yes. Oh my
first.
God.
Oh God, stop. But yeah, good advice. Good advice. I know we were supposed to talk about this, but do you want to just quickly go over and explain to people about your Enoki project and what is the Enoki Legion? All I know is that Enokis are
So,
mushrooms. Mm.
yeah, I think I named them before I was actually aware of what that mushroom was called. So I like it now, so I'm not going to change it. But basically, it's just it started by accident. I was always into making character designs, and then I'd sell them off. And eventually, I came up with like a formula for this one species. So basically, this whole project is like I've created a world, a universe, and I have like little rules for it, and I've got pets you can have. So basically, people can adopt a character from this world, usually designed by me, but also will maybe in the future be designed by other people as well.
So wait.
So
They're
yeah,
adoptables? Are they
yeah,
adoptables?
they are, yeah.
So if someone's interested, that's listening right now, is interested to getting into the Enoki project, so they should just come to you and be like, or should they wait for you to make an adoptable and then jumping on it?
Yeah. So like at the moment, because we're like rehauling everything, I have a different answer than I would usually.
Uh-huh.
I would say hop into the Discord, grab the role for the Enoki project, and just say hi. And um, in the coming months, there will be different options, I hope, for how to get involved. But I just need some time to figure out exactly how that is. Because previously you could get one via auction, which typically kind of went out of people's budgets quickly. I don't know how.
People are
I always set
outbidding
the
each
price
other.
really. Yeah, yeah. I set the price really fair, and I'm like, that won't go more. Like, it won't go much further than that, and it always did, and
$1
it
more.
always blew my mind. So I'm trying to figure out ways of how to make them more accessible to people. So I've been doing, you can get a custom from me. It just depends on if I'm open for them. And at the moment, they're kind of rare. I'm probably going to open another batch maybe in the next like month or something. I'm really slow at the moment because of burnout. So I really need
Hmm.
people's patience on this.
Yeah. I think people after listening to this are keeping in mind that, they're willing to wait if they
Yeah.
here, I'll put some Enoki up in the B-roll. Ooh. Ah, wow. Look at, don't you want to be that? You have to send me Enokis to
Well,
put up now.
sure, yeah, I'll send
Yeah.
you some. Yeah, they're basically just sexy, colorful demons.
Wait, how
They're
much
succubi basically.
yeah, how much of them do you draw with clothes on? Because YouTube's gonna be like, yo, you can't put that on.
I have a few that I can
Okay,
probably give
okay.
you.
Ooh.
For the most part, they are a species that are very comfortable being naked because of lore reasons.
Yeah, you could just say like, no, I like it that way. That's why.
Yeah, well, they're
Yeah,
covered in fancy tattoos and markings, so it's like it sort of feels wrong to put clothes on them unless
yeah.
they're,
You're hiding it.
I don't know, ceremonial or something.
Yeah. I will admit, I've seen them for a while now. I've always enjoyed the colors you use for them. They're
Oh,
very,
thank you.
they're very inspiring because your color work has always been very, I don't know how to put it. It just looks like your work just looks edible. You know? Is that weird to say?
Thank you.
I would eat that, but not in a sexual way. Like it just looks yummy.
No, that is a very, very nice thing to say. Thank you.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been really struggling with colors lately, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm not happy with and how to fix it. So I'm like doing a lot of black and white work now,
I,
just because I'm like abandoning so many colored things at the moment.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it matters. Your value work is still really good.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Enoki, go over to Izzy's Discord. Go say hi. Good luck in the auction. Stop bidding an extra $1,000. No, or do give Izzy money.
No, no, I'm gonna make it way more accessible. So if people are like actually gonna, grab an OC from this, like in the future, in the next coming weeks or months, it's gonna be a lot easier. So you just need to stick around for a little bit.
How do you do that in an auction though? Auction limit, but then whoever hits the limit gets it.
Um, so I usually set like an end date, and any like extra bids after that date and time
Hmm.
extend the auction for like maybe 30 minutes. So nobody can actually go in and grab everything and be really unfair because I've had in the past.
Surely it's
Uh,
one Enoki per person, right? I mean,
yes, it is.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can't imagine just like all your Enokis are mine. I
Yeah, I usually limit it. Like we have a big community. There's almost 100 Enoki now, and multiple users have like maybe four Enoki now. And
damn.
I'm usually, if I make a new one, I'll be like, if you have one or zero Enoki, you can qualify on this like
Beginner
adoptable.
Enoki,
Because
beginner.
otherwise, yeah, yeah. Otherwise, everyone's just gonna hoard them, and I don't want that. I want everybody to be a part of it eventually, you know?
I don't want to say it, but this sounds like the same problems the NFT people ended up with.
Oh God.
I'm selling
Yeah.
my fungible Enokis. Please, please. Okay, thank
Oh
God that's
God.
gone. Thank God that's gone. Oh my God. But yeah, uh,
Me too.
yeah,
I'm so glad to.
yeah. Anyway, I just want to thank you for coming on. You were wonderful to
No,
talk to. Yeah.
thank you for
Uh,
having me. You
yeah.
were really awesome.
Great. Uh, for everyone that was listening, if you really enjoyed the talk, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Yada yada. Ring the bell. Knock on my door. Go say hi to Izzy. Send her like love letters so she can go back to work and she feels good about herself. So on and so forth.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right.
I had a lot of fun. I was really nervous, but you're so easy to talk to. So
Glad.
yeah,
Good. I'm
thank you
glad
so
you had
much.
a good time. Yeah. All right. Bye everyone. Bye. Pretend to wave.
Bye.
Pretend to wave. I don't wave.